On Wednesday of this week, Marjorie Taylor Greene once again appeared on Real America's Voice, because this woman will appear on anything that puts her face in front of a camera. And during her appearance, she claimed that Donald Trump absolutely is not responsible for the Capitol Riot, because the Capitol Riot was just a thing that just kind of happened, she says. Let me read this quote. You know, Americans are suffering so much just from the damage the Democrats have done to our country. The last thing they want to see on TV is a bunch of whiny members of Congress complaining about what happened to them on January 6th, when these same members of Congress could care less about what happened to American cities all over the country in the year 2020, the violent BLM riots. First of all, just point of order before I keep reading. It's couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. Saying could care less, which is what she said there, means they actually do care. Just have to throw that out there because, man, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me when I hear that. She continues. So, you know, all of the selfishness and this whole idea that they're still upset about January 6th when nothing was planned, it just simply happened. And the idea that they want to say Trump did it. Well, no, President Trump did not do it. Republican members of Congress didn't do it. Peter Navarro didn't do it. No one did this. It just happened. But yet, yes, Democrats did fund BLM riots, and they did bail him out of jail, and the media helped him, the entire thing happen. Whew. All right. The violent Black Lives Matter riots, right? Because that's what Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene always go back to. I mean, that's what Washington Commanders defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio is in trouble for talking about this week, because he tried to say, hey, nobody cares about the Black Lives Matter riots, and they're making a big deal of the dust-up, Del Rio called it, in Washington, D.C. Nope. Here's the thing. Those riots in the summer of 2020, if you want to call them riots, which they were protests, Republicans still tell us to this day that cities were burned to the ground. No, they weren't. No American city was burned to the ground. Not even large portions of cities were burned to the ground. Were there arsonists? Yes, there were. I'll be real with you on that. Absolutely, there were. And the businesses that were destroyed have insurance. They're going to be okay. They are okay. They got the money for the store. They were able to continue on. Not to excuse what happened, obviously. You shouldn't go out and destroy buildings, but it's buildings. 7 people connected to the Capitol riot died. These people that Marjorie Taylor Greene continues to defend were beating police officers with American flags. Beating them with American flags. I mean, just the irony of that is just unfathomable. But also, how about this little nugget of truth? More than 90% of the people arrested as part of those Black Lives Matter protests in the summer of 2020, more than 90% of them have had all charges against them dropped. Do you know why? Because there was never evidence of a crime. More than 90%, I think it's actually more than 95%. I'd have to go back. I did a segment on it at the time when the report came out. But anyway, 90 to 95%, maybe even more, had charges dropped because there was no evidence that the people arrested committed any crimes. So y'all want to keep talking about this, yet the prosecutors, the cities, the states that looked into this said, hey, actually, these people we locked up, they didn't do anything. We have no evidence of anything these people did illegal. Did some people get arrested for doing illegal things? Absolutely, because that's how the system works. But they also roped in a bunch of other folks who literally did nothing, and they had to admit later they did nothing. So for Marjorie Taylor Greene to try to compare the two things, which she has done repeatedly, Republicans keep doing repeatedly, is an absolutely idiotic statement to make. To say that Trump didn't do this, he did. He may not have told the people to storm the Capitol. He did tell them to fight like hell. But his election lies did that. His words, in one way or another, made these people go crazy. Now, where you get into a legal gray area is, was that his intent? You know, you can't pin the riot on him if you can't prove that that is what he intended to do. But in one way or another, his words did in fact do that, Marjorie. And you've gone to bat for these people. You're talking about, oh, Democrats funded the riots. First of all, bullshit. Total lie. You're making that up. Oh, they funded to get these people out of jail. No. They did share links, right, to GoFundMe pages to raise bail for these people who, again, didn't do anything. And the prosecutors admitted later, the police admitted later, yeah, they didn't actually do anything wrong or illegal. So raising bail money for people who were wrongfully imprisoned, I'd say that's a good thing. You, on the other hand, have repeatedly gone to bat, calling the January 6 Capitol rioters, quote, political prisoners. You visited them in jail. You're lying about the conditions under which they're being held. The judges have said that there's lies going on about how these people are being treated in prison. None of it's true. But you continue to go to bat for these people because they're your people. The violent images we saw that day, those were your people, Marjorie. Own it. Embrace it. Because you can't escape being linked to these people forever. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.